Hey guys, it's Danny Bell. I hope you guys are having an awesome day today wherever you are in the world. Today we're on day 44 on our farm core island of Sugarbelle, and I'm really excited because, guys, believe it or not, we're sort of winding everything down with Sugarbelle. Probably just maybe like a half a dozen builds left to do on the island before we put together all the finishing touches, and then I'll be sure to update the dream address because I know it's been a minute. I think it's still stuck in the holidays and winter, so I'm really excited to be able to share the island when it's complete with you guys. But for the day today, I thought we could work on this area back here behind the house. We have this huge space. It's actually quite big. This was the area, if you guys have been watching the journey of Sugarbelle from the beginning. We did the 12 builds of Christmas, and one of the builds we did back here was actually a tree farm, and I really loved how that came together, but I feel like it's a pretty seasonal type of build. So now that the snow is gone, I thought we could revamp this area up, and my thought was, let's put in a winery. I love wineries, you guys. Love wine, just love enjoying nature and all the bounty that it has to offer. So yeah, I thought we could kind of transform this area into a beautiful rustic winery. So yeah, let's get things going. We'll turn on our construction app and get things started because this is going to be a bigger one, guys, but I'm really excited. All right, if anyone missed the last video, by the way, my pal Chrissy from Chrissy Crossings, we teamed up and did a 9x9 challenge. So if you guys missed that video, please check it out. It's in the Sugarbelle playlist. We had a blast doing themes that we are not usually something that we would do for either of our islands, and it was so much fun. So if you guys missed that video, please check it out. If you enjoy that type of content and you want to see more 9x9 challenges, let me know in the comments. And in particular, let me know what sorts of themes you'd like to see in the future for that. Okay, so now getting back to our build, the first thing I'm doing here in this section is I'm creating a 3x7 area with the in-game path. I'm doing 2 sections of that along here to create an aisleway, just to sort of create the vineyard area for the grapes. I'm doing an overlay on that with a custom design pattern. I love this little pattern. It's super cute. It's got vines. I feel like it's pretty versatile. It's useful if you're doing a pumpkin patch, something of that nature, but it really reminded me a lot of grapes. So I thought it would be helpful if we use this to sort of cover the in-game path just to make it a little bit more visually interesting. Okay, so now I'm just sort of filling in the aisleway with this really super adorbs stone path that I found on the portal. I'll be sure to list all of the custom design information in the description of the video for you guys. So if you're looking for patterns like this to use on your own island, you'll have them readily available. But like I said, just filling in this area, this stone path is quite a big pattern. I want to say it takes up like 9 or 10 spaces. I ended up just downloading 6 out of that full amount just because I wanted to save a few extra slots for other designs, but I think having at least 6 of them is nice. It gives you a variety of the different stones, and it's been a really nice path to be able to use all throughout the island, so I'm really pleased with it. Okay, so now that we have these areas filled in, we're going to start placing a few items here just to sort of build in this vineyard area, and then we're going to save the back part of this build for a giant building. So what I wanted to do to create the look of vines and grapes is I'm using a little bit of this hedge fence. I'm using a piece of hedge fence on the first block, and then over here on block number 5, just to kind of mix it up a bit. And you'll see as we place items, we're going to need some space in between just to fit everything in. I'm putting this super cute umbrella. This is a pro custom design that I found on the portal. It's labeled as Vineyard. Super cute. It's an umbrella, so it's got that really great 3D effect. I just think it looks really adorable here next to the hedge fence. It's really convincing, and I really like the look of it, especially as you see as we fill things in here. It's gonna be really nice to have that 3D effect. Okay, now we're adding these custom design pro standee patterns. I really love this. It's super cute. There was a couple of them on the portal to choose from, but I picked this one just because I liked how the background had more of a look of a cliff. And you'll see here what we're going to do next is we're actually going to add 3 squares of a second tier cliff, and then we're putting a little lip on the back just so that we're able to stand up and place some of our items, and then we'll be demolishing that. So let's go ahead and climb up here. Again, I'm going to use the same vine pattern here to sort of camouflage it a little bit, and then we're actually going to be using these grape hats. I think they're pretty cute. They're a little bit cheesy, but since we don't actually have grapes in the game, this was the closest thing that I could find that would work for this build, but I think it's pretty convincing, especially with the vine custom design pattern underneath. So we're just going to place 3 of these grape hats on each side for each of these little cliffs that we're creating. And once you've got your items placed, you can go back and demolish the little spare block on the back that you used to climb up to place the items. Yay, looking pretty good. Okay, so we're going to keep going. As we're going along here, I'm just going to keep adding to this pathway because this stone path is actually going to go all the way towards the back of the build. So I'm just sort of building it up as I go. I noticed with this build when I was trying to kind of block it out ahead of time before making the video itself, I noticed that it's a lot easier to start from the front of this build and work backward. The first time around I didn't do that, and it was a lot more challenging for sure. So I've also added some of these vines. This is a new 2.0 item. I totally love it. You can find them on some of the islands if you go on a captain tour, and you can place them on the cliffs. I really love them. They're dual purpose because they're really great to be able to climb up. In this case, they're more just for decoration. And then I've also added these pergolas. I love the pergolas. They're so cute, and they come in so many different colors. I was lucky enough for the island to get this one with the dark brown and the beautiful purple, which I think is very convincingly looks like grapevines hung on a trellis on the pergola. So I think it works perfectly for this type of build. So I was really, really thrilled to be able to use that. But yeah, now I'm just sort of filling in the area with some of the extra pattern of pathway just to sort of frame this whole area in, and then using a lot of differentiation is the goal here, just to sort of break up the monotony of the stone path here. So I'm just kind of sprinkling around some little flowered areas in between, just like so. Okay. So now let's add some fence. So I love this log fence. This is super cute. This is, of course, the controversial Harv's fence that we all saw at the very beginning from the launch of Animal Crossing at Harv's Island. That was an item that we could not obtain, but was super cute, and we were all super jelly that Harv got it and we didn't. So I'm really excited that we have this item now since the 2.0 item or update to be able to use it for ourselves. It's super cute. You can't customize the color of it, but I love the natural look of it, and I think it's going to be perfect for this build today. Yay, it's coming together already. You can sort of see as we walk through here the differentiation, like I said, with the layering of the vines themselves. The Pro Design standees with the little hole cut out, I think is perfect because you can sort of see the vine peeking through there. I really like how that looks. Again, the layers really add a lot to a build like this for sure. Okay, so we're adding a few little touches here, these party lights, and then of course a little vineyard sign. Like I said, I'll be sure to list the custom design information in the description of the video, so if you're looking to create a vineyard of your own, there's a few patterns here that we're using today, like this really super cute vineyard sign I think is super adorbs. Okay, so now we're going to get started in this little area. So this is at the back of the island. I love these rocks that are on the back of the island, and I feel like it's pretty common, I think, for those of us that were doing builds on our islands to neglect these rocks. But I wanted to show this rock some love back here, especially I think in the sunset time of the island, it would be beautiful to have a little wine tasting area. So my goal was just to create this little wine tasting booth using this custom design on this simple panel of the wine bottles, some decorative bottles customized with the vineyard label, and then some of the cheese that's left over from a few months ago. I thought would be really cute for a wine and cheese tasting, and then just sort of setting out some furniture like these little bar stools, and then some of the Moroccan pieces here like this sofa, and then a little ottoman, just to kind of create a cozy little space where you can imagine coming here at sunset, doing a wine tasting and just relaxing as the sun goes down. Looking pretty cute. I'm pretty happy with how this is coming together. Definitely trying to add a few more accoutrements. Another Pro Design pattern that I found on the portal that I love. I think I actually saw this first on Pinterest, and it's super cute, but it's an umbrella, but it actually looks like a 3D wine box, and I'm really loving this, so I definitely plan on using that a few different places on this build because it's super cute. Check it out. It's looking cute already. I love it. All right, so we're just creating a little entrance to this wine tasting area before we start working on our actual building for this. I wanted to put out another simple panel sign, and then of course a little barrel, and why not a gyroid? He's pretty cute. I love this one because he spits out the little bubbles, and I just thought it was fitting for a wine tasting area. I thought it would be super cute and fun. All right, so I'm using the wine box again. I really like this item again, so I'll be using it a few times. So it's looking pretty good back there. But like I said, I wanted to start working on this building. So to create this building, what I'm doing is doing a 3x5 squared area here. Now we do have a little piece of land adjacent to here where Dom's house is. I'll be cutting this back here once we get all of our items placed. So really and truly, if you're building this for yourselves, I'm doing it on a 3x5 square rectangular area like this for a second tier. And then of course you'll have to build a little lip so that you can climb up and down and place your items a little bit easier before demolishing it. So you can kind of see here from the overhead view how it's going to come together. I'm just going to grab some of these items and get them in our pockets so that as we climb up here, we'll have everything we need to start placing items and creating our wine tasting building. Okay, first things first, I love this cute little bistro table. Again, a fantastic 2.0 item that we were able to get during the update, and I'm super thrilled to have this. It's a really cute item. I love that you can customize the umbrella. I've used a sable pattern. This was one of the newer sable patterns that was launched with the update. I really think it's cute. Just wanted to create another little extra sitting area and make use of that rock on the back side of the island. I've definitely been pushing myself with this island of Sugarbelle to be a little bit more purposeful with the rocks on the backside of the island. They tend to get buried a lot of the time behind all of the taller parts of the builds, but really looking for ways that are creative to fill those out. And yeah, really liking how this is coming together so far. I'm just placing some more of the rock pathway here just to kind of fill things in and give it a little bit more texture. I find that the custom design paths really make a difference in builds. I know I've said that a lot on the channel, guys, but I really do believe that. If you want an extra look, you could definitely use some of the in-game path underneath, and then that will show up on your map, and then layer it with some of this rock. That would look really great as well. But if you just want to do something like this and have the grass peeking out, I really like the rustic look of this. So I'm going to go with this sort of style today for this build. Yay! Okay, we've got our wine tasting area pretty well complete, so I'm just filling in some flowers just to change up the monotony of the path in this little area. And then once we do that, we're going to climb up onto our second tier areas here and start creating our wine tasting building. Okay, so while we're filling in the rest of this path, just a reminder, I absolutely love seeing what you guys have been up to. And in the description of most of my videos, I do have a island tour request consideration form. So please, if you would like to potentially see your island featured on the channel, please fill out the form. I always love to see what you guys have been up to. So yeah, fill it out for submission if you're interested, and I'd love to come visit and potentially feature your island on the channel. Okay, so now for this area, I am filling in with this wooden plank type of pattern. We've used it a ton on the island. I really love it. It's great. It's rustic. It has a little stair pattern that goes with it, so it's definitely super versatile. So we're just doing that to sort of fill in the grass area to make it more of a convincing building. So first I'm going to place the party lights, and then for this particular space, I'm going to place a storefront, and then to place the pergola up here, I had to create a little extra block to climb up on to make sure we can get the pergola set, and then of course destroying it after the fact, because we definitely don't want to keep that part. And we're going to repeat the same thing up here. So we're going to cover this area again with the wooden plank custom design pattern just to give this area a nice, I don't know, like another 3D effect to make it more convincing that this is an actual building up here. We're going to start with the layer with the party lights right here, and then a storefront. Now the storefront comes in a lot of different colors, so depending on what sort of color scheme you're going for, I wanted this to look super rustic, so I went with this sort of worn board look, and then just the plain pergolas with the green leaves, because I wanted it to have, even though this is a farmcore island and I wanted this to be sort of a rustic winery, I still wanted it to have a slight bit of the refined look that a winery definitely has, even if it's out in the country. Super cute. All right, we're going to add some of the medieval side building sides here. I did this in sort of like, I don't know what color it is technically. It's like a green and a brick. It sort of reminds me of like a ramshackle pattern. I wanted this to look just sort of rustic, but ultra romantic and that sort of look. And I really liked the coloration of this for a country type of setting. I'm using a couple of these floating Mario blocks to fill this in here because I want to be able to walk all the way through this building to get to the wine tasting area as well, instead of just doing it as a solid building that you can't walk into, so to speak. So I've created this area with one of the ruined arches as well as the Mario blocks, and then filling in this area here with another pergola just to sort of create the look of a roof. Yay, I love it. And you can even sort of see when you're walking back there, you can see the vines hanging, which I really love. It's super cute and romantic, perfect for the setting of a winery. kind of want to host a wedding here, guys. Not even gonna lie. Like, I know wedding season is coming up, and wedding furniture should hopefully be more readily available this year. I really hope that's another event that we get to tap into again here coming up in June. So how fun would it be to turn this winery into a wedding venue for the summer? Super fun. Okay, so for the front of the building, I'm just using some stalls. I've put a custom design on a simple panel back here, again, of the wine bottles, just to give the illusion of a little kiosk where you can purchase some of the wine that you taste here. Putting out some little items, again, like these decorative bottles with the customized label, which I absolutely adore. We've got a few little food items sitting out, like the bread basket over here, just to kind of add to the concept of a wine tasting in a winery. And then just putting out a couple of little tables. I still love the Iron Garden set, guys. Even though it's one of the original sets, it's not one of the new ones. I absolutely still love it. It's one of my faves. Perfect for this type of setting, and I'm really loving how this is coming together. All right, looking pretty good. I just realized I forgot to put a simple panel back here, so let's fix that. I'm just kind of rearranging everything and deciding how I want everything to flow, putting back our little food items, and I think that pretty much wraps it up, believe it or not, guys. Yay! So let's take a look at our winery that we've created. It's directly behind our house, so we'll definitely have to work on our front yard here in the next week or so. But I'm really loving how this looks. It's really rustic, romantic, but still definitely appropriate for a farmcore island. Let's open up the camera because I want to get a little bit better view here of how everything looks from a distance, and I'll try to get out of the way. I love it. I love that it's a straight shot from here all the way to the back side of the island where you can see a peek of the ocean. You can see the vines. Let's zoom in here and take a little walk down here so you can kind of get an idea of what it's like here at the Sugarbelle Vineyard Winery. You can see our hedge fence and the umbrellas that are super convincing as grapes on the vine, as well as our pro designs and the real vines hanging on the cliff behind. I love the way that this building came together. Love the coloring on it with the vines in the front, the rustic look of the colors, and the brick behind it. Yeah, really, really happy with how this came together. And I do love that you can walk through here. I really like the ability to have this be slightly interactive where you can walk out to look at the ocean view and then kind of take a jog over here to the actual wine bar tasting area, just to taste some of the new wine that's out for the season, sit next to the ocean, enjoy the view and the sounds and the smells of everything. Oh my goodness, it makes me really want to go visit a winery in real life. Yay! I'm really happy with how this came together. I hope you guys will give this build a try for yourselves. Please, I always love to see what you've been up to. If you decide to try this for yourselves, please take a pic, tag me. I'm on Instagram at Peppy Crossing Play. I definitely always love to see what you guys have been up to and how your creations come together. So like I said, just wrapping things up here on Sugarbelle. I'm guessing in the next few weeks here, we'll have everything squared away. We've got maybe a half a dozen builds left to do on the island, just decorating some villager yards and our own yard, of course. So yeah, if you guys have an idea for what you'd like to see on the channel for the next theme, if you would just like to see some random builds, let me know in the comments. I do have a couple of other islands, so I'm more than willing to vamp up if you guys would like to see rebuilds on some of those islands that are including the 2.0 items. I would love to do that. If you'd like to see an entirely new island series again from the very beginning, please let me know in the comments because I do aim to please. If you have an idea for a theme that you'd like to see more content on, if you'd like to see me do another 9x9 challenge, please let me know in the comments and drop some ideas for what you would like me to add for the Wheel of Chance for the different categories. Alright guys, well I think that about wraps everything up for the day today. I hope you enjoyed this build. I hope it's something you'll give a try for yourself. I'm really loving this area. I think I'm going to have to come back at sunset and try to get a few pics. But yeah, if you enjoyed this sort of content, please like the video and consider subscribing to the channel. And don't forget to hit that bell. Wishing you guys all an amazing day. Take care, and we'll see you in the next one.